Hello, and welcome to this episode of Voices of Fostering. Now, quite often on the podcast, we talk about how you foster as a family and that birth children are so important within the assessment process and within fostering life in general. And I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by a fostering family today, including 12-year-old Oliver and 16-year-old Max. Welcome, Joanne, to the podcast. Hello, Joanne.
Hi.
Hi, Max and Oliver. Thank you so much for joining
Hi.
us. Now, starting with you, Joanne, just tell us a little bit about how long you've been fostering and what led you to want to be a foster carer.
Okay, so we've been fostering for 3.5 years, so not too long. And it's always something I wanted to do. And yeah, it's just through conversations with my husband and the children. And we all decided together that we'd do it.
Brilliant. So, boys, starting with you, Max, when you found out that your mum and dad wanted to foster, what did you think?
At first I wasn't too sure because it was quite like a new, it would be a new experience. So I wasn't quite sure, but then once we started doing it, it became easier for me.
Yeah. And what about you, Oliver? Do you think the same? Were you maybe a little bit unsure at first?
Yeah, I was a bit unsure, but it's like a good feeling when you're doing it because you know you're doing like the right thing. It just gets there once you actually do it.
Oh, brilliant. So, Joanne, what was the assessment process like for you guys? And were the boys really, really involved in it?
Yeah, that was fine. We quite enjoyed it actually. It's quite intense, but we didn't mind that. And we just explained to the boys what was going to happen, and yeah, it was fine. It was fine.
And Max, what did you think about the assessment process? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah, was it good? Were there any maybe
Yeah.
difficult parts of it?
Not that I can think of really.
Yeah. And what about you, Oliver? Did you find it good as well?
Yeah, it was quite good. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. And what about when a first child came to stay with you? Can Joanne tell us about your first foster child or children? Who was it who came to live with you and what was it like?
So we had 2 little girls, and it was an emergency placement, so not much time to prepare the boys. And it was everything. It was exciting. It was nerve-wracking. It was everything all rolled into one.
Yeah.
And the boys were really good because they just took a sidestep while we got things sorted, and then they slowly introduced themselves to the girls.
Yeah.
Started playing with them. So yeah, it was a big mixture of emotions.
Yeah, I bet it was. And Oliver, can you remember how you felt when you were waiting for those 2 little girls to arrive?
I was quite nervous because it's like new people coming to the house, and like I was a bit scared 'cause I didn't know if they was like hate it here, but in the end they settled in very well, and then you just loved them.
And what about you, Max? Did you feel similar?
Yeah. I remember like everybody was rushing about, like trying to get everything ready for the girls to come, and I was quite nervous because, like Oliver said, I didn't know if I'd like it here,
Yeah.
but in the end, it was alright.
And what's it like now when you're waiting for children to come and stay? Do you feel much more relaxed now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
You're definitely used to it. Do you think the same, Oliver?
Yeah, because like you know what to expect now and stuff.
Yeah. And Joanne, you must feel so proud of your boys, like how they take everything in their stride.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. They're so good with the children, and they've got so much patience and understanding, and they help us to help them as well. So yeah, very proud.
And boys, like at school and stuff or with your mates, like how do people react when they find out you're a foster family?
They usually say it's probably quite difficult for us, but they think it's like a good thing for us to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you think the same, Oliver? Like how do people respond to you?
Yeah, for some people don't really know what it is, so I have to explain it to them,
Yeah.
and then they understand and they're happy that I'm doing it.
Yeah. And are they quite often quite interested and they ask you loads of
Yeah,
questions?
you want to know more about like what I'm doing. and how long and do stuff like that.
Yeah. And do you think, Oliver, it's something you might do when you're an adult?
Yeah, I might.
Yeah. Do you think the same, Max?
Yeah, I definitely thought about it before, yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. So, Joanne, tell us about your life in general as a foster family. You know, what's a typical day like?
Always quite busy. I have got another son as well, so there's 5 children
Oh,
in the
okay.
house. So
Yeah.
a lot of school runs and appointments, etc. But it's just the house is just full of energy and fun and laughter and arguments.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a buzzing house, and there's always something going on. It's never boring.
Do you feel like fostering has changed you all as a family, like maybe for the better?
Yeah, I think it's brought us closer together, and it's allowed the boys to look at life a bit differently as well.
Yeah.
So, they appreciate how lucky they are, probably more than they did before.
Yeah. Yeah, like boys, do you think that your friends realise that there maybe are children who aren't as fortunate as you guys are?
Yeah. But I don't think they'll like understand as much as we do, because obviously we've like seen it and had to experience like the aftermath of it all, basically.
Yeah.
So I think we would understand more what it's like and how fortunate we are compared to like other people who haven't done fostering or anything like that.
Yeah. And Oliver, do you think it has made you maybe, I don't know, a bit more grateful or a kinder
Yeah.
person?
Definitely, like, not to take anything for granted,
Yeah.
because something that I might not like, another person would love to like have that.
So, boys, if anyone was watching or listening and maybe their parents have played this podcast to them because they're thinking about becoming foster carers, what would you say to any children or young people whose mum and dad are maybe thinking about doing it?
I'd say like at first it can be quite difficult, but once like you get to know the children and they get comfortable with you, it becomes quite easy, and it's just a good thing to do because you're helping people out.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Max. And what would you say, Oliver?
Like, the first stage are probably always the hardest, but then settle into a different environment. But after like the first maybe couple weeks, like, you get to introduce yourself, and it's just a very good feeling, like playing with them, like having 2 more siblings and stuff.
Yeah. And what are some of your favourite memories of things over the last few years that you've done with your foster siblings? Is there anything that stands out?
Quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I think the best is probably Christmas, because like, for example, the girls that we've had right now haven't ever had like a proper Christmas. So watching their faces when we walked into the living room with all the presents and seeing them all excited was a good moment for them.
Yeah, definitely. And what about you, Oliver? Is there anything that stands out for you?
In the girls we have right now, the youngest one, it wasn't their birthday that long ago, and so we brought the birthday cake and started crying happiness when she saw the candles in the cake, and it just like made me very happy to see that.
Yeah. And does it just make you realise like how lucky you are, as you said before,
Yeah.
like we just
Yeah,
take things for
definitely.
granted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Joanne, how long do you think you'll foster for? Like, can you see yourself doing this for years and years?
Yeah, I'll never have a different job. This is my forever job now, definitely. But I don't know, as long as I can,
Yeah.
as long as I'm able to.
Yeah. And if there was anyone watching or listening who was thinking about it, and maybe they've got birth children and they're maybe concerned about how it's going to affect them, what advice would you give them?
My advice would be completely open, honest, and communicate. The boys went through the journey absolutely by our sides. There was nothing we knew that they didn't. So just communication.
Yeah, communication is key. Well, thank you so, so much for joining us, guys. It's been so amazing to talk to you. And well done for all the brilliant work that you do. And long may it continue. So thank you
It's
so
our
much.
pleasure.
Thanks,
Thank
Max.
you.
Thanks, Oliver.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Joanne.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Voices of Fostering. If you'd like to find out more, head online and search National Fostering Group and make this the year you foster.